So today's hot topic that I wanted to discuss is the recent outbreak of WordPress hacks, and you may have heard it or not, but millions of websites have been hacked. They were all WordPress sites that had the same problem, and the problem is that they were using version 4.7.1, and in that version there's an exploit. A few versions ago, a REST API was introduced, and now, if you don't know what it is, that's basically a set of code that can be used to give commands to your website remotely. You could use this, for example, for allowing apps to access your website, like the WordPress app, so that you can block remotely. But in this case, it led to a hack where people could edit your post and pages remotely without permission, allowing them to basically deface your website. Now, first, we're going to discuss a simple solution, that is to upgrade your website to 4.7.2. And secondly, I would want to discuss my story, how it got my attention. Of course, I already heard about it, but I upgraded most of my websites. But then on Thursday, Google Webmaster informed me that one of my websites wasn't updated. It is a test website that I use to test plugins, and I usually don't pay a lot of attention to it because I don't really use it. I have maybe four posts on there. And when I went to check it, surely enough, it was hacked as well. There was a nice message from the Syrian rebels saying that ISIS sucks. Well, not in those words. And an advertisement for some sort of pharmacy. I forgot to write down the name in case I want to buy their pills. But anyway, the problem was I hadn't upgraded to 4.7.2, and now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that probably happened. You may think that I'm making excuses, and maybe it's true, but the first problem was I didn't really get notified that my website was out of date. WordPress doesn't send that kind of emails, and coming from Joomla, I'm used to getting those emails. They sent them out automatically now. Before that, admin tool sent you a message when you had to update. And the other reason I didn't expect this to happen was because most of my websites are hosted on SiteGround. What SiteGround does is when you have a new Joomla version, WordPress version, but Joomla as well, and you have the auto update enabled, they do the update for you. So as soon as the update comes out, they give you like 24 hours, and then they do the update for you. So like 99% of my websites were updated automatically. On top of that, SiteGround also has a firewall they built themselves that apparently also blocked the exploit, so most of my websites are safe, except the one that got hacked. Now, I could have restored my website from a backup, but in my case it was easier to delete the website. It was just 4 pages and some plugins, but if the same thing happens to you, my advice to you is to restore from a backup. Now, I hope that you remember to make a backup, because you may assume that your hosting company does that for you, but that's often not the case. And for many hosters, your website is your problem. I know for a fact that SiteGround makes backups that go back to 30 days that you can restore. So you should probably make your own backups regardless. And I know that Automatic is pushing their WordPress solution right now, but if you want to do it with a more hands-on approach, I highly recommend Akiba Backup. It's a backup tool originally built for Joomla that you can use. It backups not only to the folder itself, but you can also make backups to Amazon, Dropbox, OneDrive, and a whole lot of other cloud providers, but also to FTP. So if you have that installed, you can be sure that you can always restore your website. It backups both files and the database, and should you configure it that way, it will also back up folders outside of your root directory. So yeah, make sure you have backups configured of your website, and if you don't, start making them. Second of all, of course, you'll want to upgrade your website to the latest version. I know that many people aren't fans of doing it automatically, but if you're the kind of person that doesn't have the time to pay attention to every update, I would recommend that you automatize it. Now, there are different ways you can do it, but the easiest way is to probably to use a hosting company like SiteGround that takes care of it for you. Or you could use a tool like if you used Installatron, it also updates the website for you. Now, if you're more of an expert, you will probably think that you can do a better job yourself, and in which case, I can only suggest to check the releases often and update on time. What else did I want to discuss about web? If your website is hacked with this exploit, the damage is probably a few edited pages. They probably didn't have access to your website, but I would recommend checking your website out either way. You never know if they had access to your website. So, to summarize about this exploit, WordPress is vulnerable a lot of the time, so make absolutely sure to upgrade your website. Check out your backups. Configure your backups if you have to. Consider moving to a hosting company that keeps your website safe for you. And just and double check your website. Don't be like me and make a website and then not check it for 2 months. That was it for this week's Jay and More TV video. Hopefully we'll have a less scary topic next time. See you soon.